Welcome to the Exposer. So guys, I found a video of Mariam, which is very, very disturbing. Just when I thought she couldn't get worse. So this is a video from about a year ago, where she was still living at the house that she was recently evicted from. So let's get into the video, guys.
Never ever really had people that were in my space, in my life, in my food, in my bed, and I think stealing my knickers. I've never really had stuff like that before. Kim's gonna bug out because she's gonna think, is she doing me? No one was stealing my knickers. But I never really had people that close to me really tapping into everything. But then I started to see the girls making sacrifices. We talk of those that are taking risks. The girls in the Love House have been taking risks and doing a madness from last year. It's not today that everybody's, oh, I want to go and do, I want to talk. They were the first. The girls were my girls were some of them were first to sow 5-figure seeds straight on their own. I remember when Minister Bookie came and she was just like, yeah, Ma, she dropped a monster seed and just left it in my drawer and said, yeah, Ma, like, just do what you want to do with the seed, sow it how you want to sow it. And I started to realize, wow, these girls are beginning to have my heart. They'll listen to conversations of me saying I'm gonna sow. They will see how I'll be mobilizing with the brothers. It could be PT's birthday and we say, oh, we're gonna sow this mad seed, we're gonna go and get this mad gift, and they'll be like, no, we want to be involved. And I started to see, let me tell you something now, I have never seen, I'm telling you guys, a house here is shaped, jogging through the night till Pastor Vicky's there, till all manner of the night. Till 4 in the morning, they're there. Minister Michael, you're there. All man of the night, counting seed at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Like, they're doing the mad thing. One of the girls, even to the point of, I'm telling you guys stories of how a house is birthed. The house takes the heart of its leader. Some of these girls dropping 20 racks, bro. Not one of them. I'm telling you, they're bleeding, selling their jewelry that's been handed down to them, you know. And I just started to see people that had my heart.
Some crazy confessions. She's confessing that girls have dropped 20k seed. She said some of them have dropped 6-figure seed. She even mentioned how a girl left a lot of seed in a wardrobe and just told her to do whatever she wanted to do with it. She even mentioned how these girls will be selling their jewelry just to give seed. So in other words, she's basically saying that these people, or these girls under her, are selling everything they have to give. So when it comes to giving, they have to find every way possible to give. And she's basically saying that's what she does. So they have now birthed her heart. Meaning, under her leadership and under her guidance, they've become just like her.
The girls only saw the house that they were moved in a week after we chose it. We didn't have the money for the house. The house of moving into this house cost what, £12,000? We didn't have the money for it. We just had faith. Well, you know I can't call PO and cry. Like, so how I do things is that I call P Sam to cry about stuff, and I call PO for like serious things, because I know that if I call PO to cry, I think I will feel slapped from that thing. But P Sam will at least cuddle me, you'll be fine, you know, like, don't worry about it, you know, like that. Unless it's seed, then he will just beat me up. Like, if I mess up seed, he's just gonna beat me up.
So there she's talking about this house that they moved in, that they were recently evicted from. She mentioned how she needed 12k to get into the house, so she didn't know what to do. So she would call Sam, one of the main pastors, and she would also talk to Anya, which is, they're basically two pastors who are just under PT. And she made the comparisons, and she mentioned that Sam is the one that she can call when she's emotional. And she mentioned, but the only time that he'll beat her up is whenever she doesn't have a seed. So she may have said it in a joking way, but we need to take it very seriously. Because again, the way that she is treated by her leaders is the way that she treats the people under her. So if Sam, who's supposed to be kind to her, lays hand on her whenever she doesn't have seeds, we need to be very wary and very, very, very worried for these girls that are under her.
From the conversation with P Sam, we then immediately, the house went through. There was no blockage. In fact, the tears, tears will run back into your eyes if I call PO and cry. He already called me at 7 a.m. this morning, so there's no like story. Do you get, like, you know, your leader will call you at 7 a.m. in the morning for, hey, this is what we're doing this morning. Never ever think, sorry for diverting, never ever think that you have grown up. Never ever think that you've got too big or that you cannot. I'm just an errand girl in Mayfair. That's why I never ever think you're too big. My leader can call me to do anything at any time.
Her leader can call her to do anything at any time. You heard it just like I heard it. Now we can take that for whatever it is. We don't know what she's talking about, but she said anything. So whatever he wants to do, she will do. At any time.
They know that I'm not the leader of this house. And that's the secret of the Love House. People don't understand, why don't these girls fight? Why don't these girls fight? It don't make sense. They don't argue. Because I may be the voice to say, let's buy chicken today. The overall decision comes from my dad. PO will advise, but the decision, the leader of this house is Pastor Toby. It's not Mariam. Who's that? What? Not even who is that. What is that? And that's the secret to how these girls are successful.
So she's basically confessing that everything that goes on inside of these trap house, the decision is made by PT himself. Because Spac came out to say that the trap houses are basically independent people who are just helping young people there, which has no connection to do with the pastor. But she just admitted that the pastor makes every single decision. She says she may be the leader in the house, the voice, but everything she does is because the pastor, PT himself, has told her to do.
I thought I was going to have a burger yesterday with PT, but it ended up not being a burger, so I was a bit sad. But I got some words. I was telling Dad about Kim Kardashian. We were talking about Kim Kardashian and things like that. And he was just like, like, you do know that is, you can't compare yourself to that person in terms of like, you're gonna be more far gone than that person. And that's for all of us here, all of us in the nation. Now, I can tell you something now. The god of my industry is a Kim Kardashian. Because that mountain that belongs to a Kim Kardashian is our mountain. It's not that we're trying to be like the world. It is we're writing the new policy of that family.
At this point, we all know that she idolizes Kim Kardashian. She has mentioned her name way too much. And you heard what she said. She said the god of her industry is Kim Kardashian. So she's basically saying she's involved in the industry that Kim Kardashian is in. And you're supposed to be a pastor. I don't know if it's an illusion or if she really wants to be Kim Kardashian. I don't know what it is. But as far as I'm concerned, she doesn't have the followers that Kim has. And nobody knows Mariam Mola, apart from seeing her in videos where she's revealing the disgusting things that's going on in her organization. So the comparison is crazy. And the fact that her pastor, her leader, PT, told her that she's going to become more is very, very disturbing. Because we know why Kim is famous. So why would Mariam want to become like Kim?
Started to speak. So listen to what I'm saying. The Holy Spirit is speaking now. Listen. So what happened in the Renaissance days is that people will marry into other families. So a daughter from the Love House, and I'm going to use it like that for you guys to understand, to see, will see a son from the Gold House and marry that son. So why? So that they can, so now that house can have more powers. Families will begin to meet and they'll say, let's merge. Our sons and daughters will begin to come together and they begin to create power families so that they can share wealth. But how do we do it now? We don't do it by marriage. We do it by mentorship. A Pastor Mariam, who we do is mergers. A Pastor Mariam, who is not a finance person. Oh my Leah Tusa, is not a finance person. Listen, guys that know me. Do you know how much Pastor Arthur will shout at me? You don't know how to count money. You can't. That's why they're now giving me a counting machine. A Pastor Mariam, who is a creative person, who is an influencer, who is into all things digital, will now go on a merger to a finance man, a pastor Oni, will begin to speak with her, will begin to feed her. It's a merge, it's a marriage. She's going on a mentorship training. A Pastor Toby will be, I did not go to Pastor Oni because Pastor Oni sent me. He went to Pastor Toby for permission. It's a merging, a mentorship, a marriage. Can Mariam be my PA, sir? And a Pastor Toby will say, I don't know, Oni, will this work? Mariam is not really a PA. Are you sure about this thing, Oni? And Pastor will be like, no, sir, I see this thing. Just let me have this girl. And I will go on this thing for about 18 months. And I come back as what? I come back as a mobilizer. I come back because I have taken the spirit of finance. Oh my God. Houses have identities. Mazukalia bazotaya. I saw a Pastor Obi revival, a Pastor Obi bundles, and they're talking about sons and how a son will leave a Pastor Obi house to visit a Pastor Joanna to do his CV and bump into Pastor Obi bundles and start talking with him, and then go back to the rival house where Pastor Obi will beat him because he messed up.
More abuse, guys. You just heard it from my own mouth. So basically, one of the main pastors at Spac Nation, Obi Bundles, sent a member to get trained by Joanna. And once he came back to Obi's trap house, Obi beat him up because he messed up. That's the words that she used. So he was abusive with the member because the member messed up. So this is what's going on in these trap houses, guys. And this is coming out of their own mouth. So what they do is they're sending members sometimes to different trap houses so that they can learn something new. And what you're probably going to get taught is how to give. So if you go to a trap house and then they train you how to give and then you end up not giving well, this is what may happen to you. She said it. Obi Bundles beat up a member at Spac Nation because he messed up.
You to understand how family life works, you must bleed first. I didn't take the day out. You will sacrifice, and I've sacrificed for you guys. Do you know what it took for me to find 12? Do you know when we paid the 12K for this house? We moved into this house on the 23rd of December. And I say to the guys all the time, apart from which leader outside of Spac Nation is going to move in 2 days before Christmas? They don't even need their day. They can wait and what? A week before crossover seed and put 12 bags down on a house for you guys and then go and find food for you guys. You guys are joking. In order for you to get that heart, you must now begin to... I don't like people that complain about other people. Oh yeah, but they got bare loans out there. That's Spac Nation. Yeah, well, why don't you shut up and take the heart to cover somebody else's debt? Then I will really know if you care. You care about their arrears. Pay it off then. Teaching the Love House girls how to love each other. You can't. And let me tell you the worst of it all, yeah, is that all their loans, yeah, and guarantors are with each other. So I told them, now kill each other then. Even if you kill the person, what's gonna happen? You still pay the debt. You are still, because guess what? The guarantor will pass over to somebody else. That's why they can't fight on back. Because I made them take I made them take a risk for each other. A Minister Bookie will guarantor a Pastor Vicky. A Pastor Vicky will guarantor a whoever. And then Busola would then pay for house food for the month. Guys, I'm telling you something. Each house will be a reflection of its leader.
There she is admitting everything that we have seen. This is pure evidence. She's mentioned out of her own mouth that every girl under her has taken out a loan or has become a guarantor for another girl. So she said there's no point the girls killing themselves because they're going to have to pay that anyways. So this is where she was smart with them. Because all the girls under her are guarantors and they've also taken out loans. So they are trapped, basically. In other words, that's what she's saying. They are trapped. They cannot go anywhere. She also glorifies herself by saying that she had to find 12k for them to move into the house, and then she still has to find money to provide for them with food. But she's failing to mention that the only reason she got the 12k was because these young girls under her raised those 12ks by the loans that they're taking out. But you can see the manipulation. She knows how to manipulate these girls, because she will say in a way where you don't need to sow seed. She'll use that money and then she will say the seed is what got us this house. This is why we must keep sowing. These are the mind games that she plays with these young vulnerable girls, and they end up giving everything. And we have seen what she said. These members must bleed. These members must bleed. So it means you must suffer. You must go through pain. She's making them understand that it is normal what is going on. But we all know it's not normal. So she tries to glorify all these things by saying that no one outside of Spac Nation will do this. Only people in Spac will do this. This is why these members under them believe that Spac are actually there to help them. But what Spac are doing is exploiting and destroying their lives.
You're coming there to learn and do what they ask you to do. I'll tell Pastor Basola, you must to pay for Sunday screens every Sunday now. That is your assignment. You've got to be fined 1 to 1.5k every Sunday. And she will fight with her people. And then a time will come where Pastor Basola and her group of mobilizers will say we pay for one service a month. And from that, from that group of mobilizers will be birthed another group. Yesterday they birthed a whole nother group. There is another secret group of mobilizers planning a giving for the ending of the year. How is that possible? We had to go on an acquisition. We had to go on a merger to learn about finance. I remember the time the pastor told me to pray for finance people. I'll be like, that's not me. I'll even look down at finance people, not knowing that I was actually called to finance. How?
Again, she's not asking, she's demanding for her girls to pay for the rent of some of the services. Can you imagine? So all the seed they sow is supposed to be providing for that, but it's not. They get told to raise money for the rent. They get told to raise money to buy the pastor birthday presents. They get told to raise money to sow. They get told to raise money to mobilize. So these young girls do not see that. People like Mariam are taking advantage of them. Because all these seeds they're raising, which is supposed to be tithe and offering, that should be enough to cover the rent and everything. But it's not. Because they know that they can get more money from these young girls. And by saying to a girl, you need to raise 1.5k every week to pay for one of the services, because Spac have like 4 or 5 services every week, is ridiculous. Where is a girl going to find 1.5k to raise every week? Mariam knows that she will do it by getting other girls to raise that money. So it's a tactic. She puts pressure on one member, and then that member will put pressure on other members. And this is how they'll do it.
Let me tell you about Kim Kardashian again. A Kim knows what she needed to be who she is. She knows that she needed a hip hop. So she had to go and sew her body to hip hop to get what she needed to get from there. She knows that she had to go and sew her body into reality TV. So she went to go and sew service to a Paris. I've taught you guys these things already.
Oh my gosh, I did not hear what I thought I just heard. She mentioned Kim Kardashian sold her body to sow a seed to get whatever she wanted to get out of it. So what does that mean? Is Mariam encouraging the girls who are under her to sell themselves to get their seed? This is disgusting. This is ridiculous. How are people influenced by a lunatic that this woman is? She glorifies Kim's act for becoming what she is today.
Now, as a mobilizer, understand there are some codes now, guys. What are the codes? The codes are that I must to take my seed. For my look, there is no assignment that PT's gonna pull out there and give me, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, but like how? I'm sowing for the ground is so cheap right now. There's so much, the ground is so cheap. There is so much space. But how do you get that space? You get it by sowing aggressively and unashamedly. When Kim did that tape, was she ashamed? You don't know the tape? Her and Ray J tape. What made Kim famous?
Yeah.
No, they came to a deal that they had to eventually sell the tape so that it can have license to be used. And the tape was sold for millions of pounds. She knew that she had to sow a seed that she's not ashamed of. As a woman who wants that space now, I'm heading for that space for the nations. I know that it's not cheap. I know it's not cheap. How? What are you talking about?
Okay guys, this woman should not be allowed to be living with anybody until her mind is right. She just said, first of all, Pastor Toby can tell her to raise anything and she will do it. She'll do anything necessary to do it. Then she goes back to her idol Kim Kardashian again, mentioning the sex tape that Kim Kardashian did. And she said Kim was not ashamed to do it. So in other words, people in Spac should not be ashamed to do what they have to do to get their seed. This is the message she's putting out there. Can you imagine, guys? A Kim Kardashian who had a sex tape to become famous, that's what you're telling your members to follow in order to give seed. So you're encouraging these girls to sow aggressively, which is the word you used, aggressively, without shame. Guys, you can see the manipulation. I don't understand why it's taken long for people you're investigating. And this is not written evidence. This is actually visuals. You can see a video of a woman who is demanding for the members under her to do certain things. She's also admitting to all the loans, and she's admitting to living with underage girls also. She's admitted to so many things. And she also admitted that everything that is done has to be authorized by the main pastor. She mentioned his name. PT is the one that makes all the decisions.
I know that for the ground that I want, I must to sow a seed. And the seed that I need to sow for the Love House, for the family of love, cannot be £170 a week. I'm very sorry to disappoint you guys. It cannot be that. Because let me tell you something now. In the world, the real church, £170 does not even buy me a shoe that is worth atting on Instagram. Guys, I'm telling you guys the truth. I have to pay in seed what is valuable in the world. Whilst my friends are carrying Birkin bags, Hermes bags, I must to sow a Hermes bag value into the ground for me to then be able to have it times 10 in the world. I'm beginning to show you spiritual banking. I cannot sow £170 seed as somebody who wants to take that mountain and feel as if it's acceptable. When Floyd Mayweather's buying his girlfriends 5 at a time in every color. And God forbid a day, I could never be just a girlfriend of a boxer. How? So I must to sow whatever it is that will make me the pastor of that person's wife, not his girlfriends. I must to sow whatever it takes to get my sisters in front of the world to look. Do you see how Pastor Jessica Coro looked? Are you crazy? She looked like a ting. But we as Phoebes had to sow that seed for her to look like they must to buy that dress from her. What am I saying to you guys? I'm saying crystal clearly. Those of you guys that are sowing £170, remember, and I say this thing to you guys, don't fall under the trap of not listening. The £170 seed that was sown here was accessible a beep. But some of you guys actually stood there as, that's your seed now. Am I mad? Chloe sows that now. That's Chloe's seed. That's for Chloe to start sowing. Any money she gets from parents, family, that's her seed. God forbid that I'm gonna go back to how we were giving in Avonmouth. Am I mad? What mountain am I screaming I want to take? And I'm not speaking down on your seed and on your finances. I'm telling you to climb higher. Because otherwise, our giving has slashed to half. Do you know a family called the Hilton family? And they own every hotel. And they have all these children. They're even in, thank you, Holy Spirit. We've been sowing into the Hiltons. Week in, week out, in the tens of thousands. Tens of thousands. Tens of thousands. I'm saying something very prophetic.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
The Adebuegas, a hotel franchise globally, will begin to send sons and daughters out there. You do know that they have a daughter that is big in the finance mountain. And you guys do know they have a daughter that's big in the fashion mountain. And you guys do know they have a reality celebrity daughter. We've been sowing for that ground. It's just that they took hotels and took everything else. Strategically, silently. They took nations. They took territory across the world. Slowly, quietly. They started to take territories. What am I saying to you guys now? How did they do that? With seed. They started to pay taxes in different countries. As they're buying their hotels, they're paying taxes, they're sowing seed to that land, to that ground. So it would not surprise you when you go to Turkey and you go to a magazine, to a newspaper stand, and at one point around the world, a Paris Hilton is the only face you're seeing around the world. Guys, I really hope you're listening to what I'm saying. I'm not trying to give you revelation. I'm telling you that they were sowing seed globally around the world.
There she is again talking about more famous people, the Hilton family, and comparing it to the Adeboyega family. She's basically mentioning that these Hilton family sowed the seed, and that's why today they have all these franchises. But I don't know how that connects with Spac Nation. I don't know how sowing a seed to Pastor Toby is going to open up franchises. So everything she's saying is just pure rubbish. She just says it so passionately again, so that people who are watching the videos, her members, will feel like she's saying and delivering an important message, when the ultimate message she's sending is just sow a lot of money so that one day we will own all these things. This is the dream she's selling them, basically. And these guys have not seen that this dream, Spac Nation have been selling it for 12 years. And there's not one business that they have that is running. So what more evidence do these girls need to see? All these men also.
As we sow seed, it's a merger. It's a merging of powers. I don't know if you've gone quiet now. I don't know if you've reduced your giving. I'll be honest with you. How do I know a person is kind of falling out of this thing? Is when their seed reduces. I know this person won't last long in this thing. They're just making noise. When your seed reduces, when you start thinking of all the things you have to do for yourself, and you stop thinking about souls, I know that you're not gonna make it here. You will make it. I don't even say you won't make it. I think you will make it. Just about. Last week, my dad was basically cussing the life out of me and saying to me that, Mariam, you see single mums. You know when I was like, I was ready. You know when he started that sentence, I was just already tired. He said, you see the thing about single mums is that they don't really make it. Even if they become a very good lawyer, in fact the best lawyer in London, that's all they are. But they could have been more. So don't go and crash yourself. Don't go and crash yourself and make that mistake again. Why? Because you cannot afford to fall based on those you are leading. For me, a crash is not just, oh yeah, you fell short. My seed. I always say to my dad, if my giving decreases, just know that I'm doing the right thing. My giving must go up. I must increase. My giving life must mirror the mountain I'm taking. Because I know that a Kim would never give just 10k like that without there being a press release. Or 50k or 100k. There must be that she has been giving. She may not do it straight away, but a day will come where press release will go out to say that, hey, she has been sewing here and helping young people. She's doing a men's mentorship thing right now. Or something like that. It must be publicized. That's her taking her seed back. We are here behind the scenes bleeding and sewing, and nobody even knows. What am I saying to you guys, Spac Nation? For that mountain, you must sow. For that mountain to be part of a family, you must bleed with that house. Lost people, anyone that is lost, I just find that people that are kind of like floating, those are my people. Because I was floating for 2 years until Pastor Sonny picked me up from one rubbish bin somewhere. I was floating, even though I was always with PT. I just wasn't with a leader. And I always say to people that Pastor is not your leader like that. He's our leader, but he's the general mentor. But you must have somebody that you engage with every day. Is it him that you're going to be calling at 7 a.m. when something's going on? No, it's not. You must find somebody that you're going to submit your life to, where they're going to take over your life and tell you exactly what to do. As I'm getting paid, my leader's telling me, okay, how much did you get? I'll sew everything. I'm like, sorry? Everything. Even PT will complain on you. You cannot make Mariam do that. Like, how? You must. And you'll be like, yeah, what dad said is good. You're going to sew everything. And then I have past Alex in my ear. But did you sew it, yeah? Everything. So my girls are coming to me and saying, Ma, I just came back from work. I'm just like, you know what to do. You don't need me to encourage you. I will never tell you to do what I haven't done. I will never. May God curse me if I tell you to go and do what I have not done.
This place is a verified cult. A verified cult. She is openly again admitting and telling her girls to allow your leaders to control your life. Not Christ, your leader to control your life. Everything they tell you to do, you must do. And she just said when her pay comes, her leader will tell her to sew everything. No question. So she's implementing the same rules on her girls. So this is where the influence comes when she's saying that she needs to monitor the finance and she needs to know what they're doing. She didn't say sow a little bit. She said give every single penny you have. This is a cult. This is a cult. This is not biblical. Where does the Bible encourage anyone to give everything they have? It's ridiculous. So you can just see that it is a cult. Let a leader run your life and dictate your life. So let this leader tell you to empty your bank accounts every single time you get paid, and then you just do it. And then just because you're living with them, you feel like they're looking after you, but you're not realizing that the amount of money you lot are pumping into this organization, where the money is being divided by the leader and some of the people around him, it's not even going to these businesses that you think it's going to. You're being sold a dream, and you're ruining your own lives by listening to people like Mariam. Mariam is a product of, like she said, Onye's and Sam's. These are all corrupted members who PT himself has corrupted. So this is a circle. You just keep corrupting everyone that's under you, so that you profit from everyone under you, and then the ones below you are the ones that will suffer. So the only ways the ones below you can make something of themselves is by exploiting someone else. So it becomes like a circle, and this is just disgusting. This has gone to a point where now we actually need to act. I don't know what we need to do, but we must act. We need to continue to share everything, because I've seen now that Spac Nation have gone a bit quiet on Twitter because people are not fighting the battle every day. This is a battle we need to fight until the end of that place.
I will crash myself 50 times over. Do you know how many times I sowed my house deposit? And my mum would be shouting at me 4 months in a row, crashing myself. Why? And then the day that I needed the house deposit, the nation gave it back to me. I didn't have to fight for it. Sowing my rent. So the day that I needed the nation, it came back to me with ease. With ease. I'm telling you, align yourself a part of all of those houses. Those of you guys that attend Spac Nation, if you don't understand that the trap houses are the new community units.
She says she crashed herself so many times, meaning she got herself in debt so many times. This is what she's saying. So she is openly again admitting and encouraging people who are under her to put themselves in debt. She used her mum's house deposit so many times. Can you imagine? We have someone who's supposed to be a pastor who is openly saying these things to young girls, and what are they supposed to think? What are they supposed to think? If Mariam's doing it, they have to do it themselves. She's basically creating a problem between people and their families. Because if she can tell you that she used the house deposit of her mum so many times, what do you think these girls are going to do? They're going to go and use the house deposit of their mums as well. This is the message she's putting out there.
Do you live in one of the Greenwich houses? Are you part of House of Man, the Gold House? Are you part of the Love House? Where do you belong? Who knows you? Where do you come to fellowship? Who do you break bread with on Sunday? Or do you just kind of go back and do your own thing by yourself? That's when a person is going. Somebody who is not with others. The Bible tells us that Abraham went to war with men trained in his house. He did not go and take men from another house to fight with him. They will not know what to do. I cannot take somebody from another house I cannot take somebody from another church and tell that person, yeah, come and give 10 racks. They will say, are you mad? That is my mortgage deposit. But I can go and tell any of the daughters from the Love House, yo, we're raising 50k for this project. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to make our seed. And we sow it. And no one will ever know. And we just keep it moving. And people wonder why they're strong. Would it be the first 50k that was raised from the Love House? No. It had already happened with a PO times 5 or so. So what would he do? He would then teach me how to swing my sword. How he swung his sword for 300k. And I say, oh sir, that's how you do it. And I fight back the same way. Guys, I love you so much. It is giving weak. Still, do not relent.
So there, she wants everyone to be in one of the trap houses so that you will be trained by your leaders. And we all know that all the leaders at Spac Nation are corrupted. So please, anybody who's watching my videos, if you're still in Spac Nation and you're doubting what's really going on, just leave. I understand this woman has probably got you in debt, but it's better that you leave Otherwise, the consequence will be even worse, because this place will get shut down. You've already seen the house where she made this video, she was evicted from. Every other month, you're going to have to move houses. And every other month, she's going to pressure you to raise money out of nowhere. And she's going to make you corrupted. And later on, you might end up being in trouble with the authorities, because the desperation probably led you to go and make someone else take out loans. But now is the time to stop, because you can openly come out and admit you was under the influence of this woman. It might be hard to restart your life again for a little while, but you will do it. Staying under this person's roof is only going to destroy your life. So this is a message for members who are still at Spac Nations, because I know there's a lot of members who want to leave, but because they have taken out a ridiculous amount of loans, they're afraid to leave. But leaving is better for you. I'm telling you guys. I know a lot of people who were under the same situation who left and started again. You're better off doing that instead of living with a bunch of lunatics who are dictating what you do with your life, who control your money. We need to continue to share, guys, because we must fight this battle until the end of Spac Nation. Right now, they're getting a bit more comfortable because they feel like social media has stopped talking about them. I will continue to post every single day, but everyone else must play their role also. Spac Nation are destroying people's lives, and you lot can see it. This is not me making it up. This is not anyone else making it up. This is Mariam, one of the most powerful members of Spac Nation, openly admitting the things that are going on at Spac. So please, guys, continue to share, continue to raise awareness, because this battle is a long battle.